He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. Oh, hey guys, how you doing? This is Pete Cossaboon, your gay best friend. I'm knowing everybody's doing fantastic. I'm doing great. So this is the eve of Valentine's Day, so I thought I would talk about love. Who knew? So anyway, what I really want to talk about is, how important it is to some people to have a relationship and how that becomes like the overpowering thing and how you really value yourself, whether or not you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. And it's really important for the healthiest relationships really come from two people who are their own person, who are their own being, who are okay being on themselves and decide to come together and collaborate and make a wonderful relationship. Those are the type of relationships that are the strongest, because if the old saying of you complete me, well then if that person's taken away, then you're only half of a person. And when that other person feels that need from you to become a whole person, it can really wreck a relationship. It can also mess up like I guess I would say the power centers of a relationship. If one person is more powerful by them being able to withdraw or whatever, then that just kind of messes up the whole dynamics, and you're not necessarily doing things in the relationship because it brings you joy or because it brings the other person joy, but because you feel like you have to do it in order to keep the relationship, because without the relationship, you're nothing. So, things that you do for your partner, or things that your partner should do for you, you should do these things because it brings you joy, because it brings them joy, because it just increases the experience of the relationship together, and not because it's necessary for you to have that person in your life so that you're now whole or complete. It's such a story that's been told in the Western civilization about how you have to have this other to be complete, and that type of thing, and love songs and that and love stories are just rampant and full of that type of thing, and then you see the divorce rates are so high and people are so unhappy even in these relationships. So really work on the self-love, because when you have that self-love, and I'm not talking about narcissism, I'm talking about the type of love where not only do you love you, but you love the other guy as well. The type of love that is narcissism is where you love you at the expense of everyone else. In other words, I'm great, but you're dirt. That type of thing. That's not really self-love. That is really actually kind of self-hatred when you're judging the other person or make yourself feel better. It's when you truly love yourself, and not only do you love yourself, but you love everybody else, in an unconditional way as much as you can. And unconditional means that no matter how the other person is acting, you love them. Now, that doesn't mean you have to accept them into your life, but you don't really want to bring judgment and that type of thing, because that's when you have unconditional love, that's when you really have freedom. Because in conditional love, you have to have conditions in order to have happiness. But when you have unconditional love, you can be happy in any condition, which is true freedom. So what I want for all of you is I want you to have the true freedom of unconditional love, and I want you to love yourself, and I want you to feel whole and complete in yourself before you go making a new relationship. I mean, you see so many people like they break off one relationship and immediately jump into another and that type of thing. And I really think that you need a little space there. Even if you do see other people, that you do it on a real casual kind of, just to kind of have fun thing. So many people are so serious about relationships. And, in this modern day and age, we're living longer and longer and longer, and why not have a little bit of fun? So I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. I want you to truly love yourself first, and then when you find that right person that is whole in themselves and you're whole in yourself, and you have enough things in common that are fantastic, and you have enough things not in common so that you kind of get a little mix there, go for it. So in that case, but don't do it because you think it completes you or because you think you have to have it. If you truly think you have to have somebody in your life in a relationship, that's when you really need to start working on yourself, because that's where you're going to end up in a relationship where feel like you're giving out more, or you're not getting back what you want, or the things that you're doing for the other partner you're doing not because out of love and joy, but out of necessity to keep the relationship. And that's just kind of a recipe for failure, and I don't want that for you. So If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Know that I love you and you're fantastic. Talk to you soon.